Hello, this is Dr. J back with some more Let's Play Wizardry, Labyrinth of Lost Souls. I had been intending to do the logistics of being back in town off-screen, but there's a reason that I have started recording back here in town, and that is I actually discovered an interesting trade, which is that somebody is trading fairy gloves in exchange for what they want is an iron helm. There's also someone else who would take my claymore and give me an iron shield, but that's an awful trade, so screw that. And these two are just pointless. But the iron helm for fairy gloves is actually an interesting one, because those fairy gloves look pretty dang good. They add 9 to dodge, 2 to defense, and give a luck bonus, and also magic defense plus. So they sound like a fantastic item. And the iron helm is not bad, but it doesn't seem as good as that, so I went ahead and bought an iron helm from the shop so that I can trade for the fairy gloves. I am absolutely sure. That seems like a good trade. Okay, and now that we've done that, I'm going to give that to Izumi. There we go, and she can go ahead and equip that. They're like cute pink mittens with butterflies on the back. That's hilarious. But yeah, magic defense, big increase to dodge, and a little bit of defense. And they boost luck. I mean, that's just an incredible piece of equipment and pretty much perfect for Izumi. So hey, we actually managed to find a good trade, which is not something that I did much of when I played this game some years ago. But anyway, now you get to ride along for a little bit more logistics as well, just since we happened to be doing that. So there's a bunch of stuff that I have no need for. I don't need that dagger. I'm holding on to the Grim Circlet for the quest, of course. I don't think we have a need for the leather vest. Well, we could give it to Izumi and possibly equip it on her, except for that ability she has that says that she gets better dodge when she's not wearing armor. I guess fairy gloves might count as armor. Anyway, I'm going to hold on to the leather vest, I think. Unless I see something else amazing that I could only afford by selling it. Robe, garbage, buckler is just inferior to all the other shields we've got. Right, she's not using a shield because she's using a two-handed weapon. And the light shield is better than the buckler. So I think we can sell this. I think that's safe to do. I don't think we're going to regret that decision. The staff +1, no reason to hang on to it. The iron shield is certainly a better shield than the buckler was. I might hang on to that just in case, like, I find a really good one-handed weapon to give to Rakia to replace the claymore, and then I could give her the iron shield too. Well, we got a hard staff. I got that on the way back. All I did was leave the dungeon. I didn't do anything new. So you didn't miss anything, but on the way, I got a hard staff. I don't see a reason to keep it. It's not a good piece of equipment. It gives a little bit of a luck bonus. Well, I don't know how much is little, but I'm pretty sure that blue luck means it gives a luck bonus. Pretty sure blue means that you get a bonus and not a penalty. I think red is a penalty. I hope that's the case, because otherwise I just gave Izumi a piece of equipment that's reducing her luck, which is a prime stat for her. But regardless, I think blue means it's a bonus, so even so, I'm going to sell that. The Waking Ring is worth a lot, but nobody in my party can use it, so it's not useful to me. So we sell it, I guess, because it's worth so much money. There's also the possibility somebody could want it in trade, but I think right now I'd rather just have the money. I don't think there's a reason to keep the short sword. Yeah, this is the kind of thing I'd normally do off-screen if there wasn't an interesting trade to be done. And we had never traded before, so I just wanted to do it on-screen. In the future, I might do trades off-screen, too. I'll just tell you what trades I made. But yeah, I don't think there's a reason to keep the short swords anymore, either. Well, how's a short sword compare to a sling? 16 to 32 times 3. Versus... Okay, it's definitely better than a sling in terms of its damage output. So once Izumi can hide and therefore attack things on any row, I would rather she have a short sword. It seems better than a sling. and ninjas can use them. So I'm not going to sell both of my short swords, only one. One of them can potentially go on Izumi. Oh wait, I could have Ridge dual wield. I could maybe give him the short sword. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. And have him dual wielding, and maybe I like that better than him having that shield. Maybe. But yeah, this is a taste of the kind of weighing decisions that I do when deciding what equipment to buy and sell, how to outfit my party, and so on. Some people are interested in seeing this. I'm sure to some people it's not as interesting. But like I said, I don't intend to always be doing all this on screen. But regardless, there, we'll give the short sword to Izumi. Ridge will go ahead and equip that short sword as his offhand weapon. There. Now he should have some decent damage output wielding a long sword in one hand and a short sword in the other. Okay, so what else might I sell? I don't think I want to keep the mace. I don't see a need to keep both the Iron Shield and the Moon Buckler. That seems a little wasteful. Yeah, let's sell the mace. Oh, that's worth a pretty surprisingly decent amount of money. There we go. I'm going to hang on to this sling as I discussed previously. Oh, I did have a magic torch in my inventory. Let me go ahead and buy a few more of those. Pool gold. Oh, we're up to like 20,000 gold. That's fantastic. Magic torches are cheap, so I'll take a few there for them. We can light up the labyrinth a little better. Oh, vulneraries are cheap too. I should buy a few of them then. If they're that cheap, it's great backup healing. I already have 5 antidotes, which seems like a reasonable number of antidotes. Because poison, I think, can be a relatively brutal status. Oh, right, I need to give him my gold. Maybe for now I should just divvy it, and then I'll pool it when I need to buy something expensive. There, let's pick up a few vulneraries. They're not that expensive. Good. Now, the more interesting thing. Is there any really good equipment we might want to buy? Let's pool our gold on Ridge. He'll be our purchaser of weaponry. I could get another claymore. No, I can't quite afford it. Close, but not quite. Well, in that case, that option is out. The bastard sword is not bad. And I don't know if that's two-handed or not. No, it's not. I can go in main or sub. That's a tempting buy then. That's a pretty good weapon. Yeah, 19 to 45 times 4 is quite good. So that's a very tempting purchase. Oh, katana. 26 to 81 times 3 versus 19 to 45 times 4. So 45 times 4 is 180. And 81 times 3 is 243? 243 versus 180? Okay, so obviously that's better. So the katana is a better piece of gear. Usable by samurais, lords... Wow, lords. That's surprising. It can only go in your main hand, so you can't dual wield it in your sub. But I think maybe I should buy this for Ridge, because I was complaining last video about how my weapons are just not good enough. So there we go, a katana for Ridge. Excellent. Let's equip that right away. Okay, and then the longsword, if I can equip... Okay, longsword is main only. I can't equip that as a sub-weapon. Fair enough, I suppose. So if I get a bastard sword to replace Radar's longsword, if I can afford it, that is the question. Let's go ahead and do some buying. We're at 5,173 gold, which we can't afford it. But if we were to sell both of our longswords, could we? It was what, 8,500 for the Bastard Sword? We have 5,100. And I'm just rounding here. Long Sword, we could sell 2 of them for 4,700. That would give us enough if I sold them both. That's tempting to do. Let's do it. Do I have to unequip it first? Looks like no. Looks like it'll just let me do it. Okay, nope, I'm wrong. We can do that. Unequip. Okay, and then back to sell. For Radar, sell the long sword. Now we can afford a bastard sword for him. And that is a decent improvement. Alright, so we'll go ahead and equip that. Oops. There we go. Wouldn't be me playing a dungeon crawler by Acquire if there wasn't a lot of fumbling with the interface. And that can even be wielded as a sub-weapon, which makes it really good. Okay, so I could have had him dual wield a long sword and a bastard sword, actually. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. So now I kind of regret selling the long sword, actually. I should have held on to it, I suppose, but I wouldn't have been able to afford the bastard sword otherwise. Let's just remember, when we get enough money to buy another long sword to replace the one we just sold, which is a little silly, but whatever. Or we just find another long sword in the dungeon. They're only 4,700, which actually isn't that bad at the rate we're making money. Let's remember we can get one and have Radar dual wield those, because that's pretty dang good. Alright, I think that'll do for now. Let's go ahead and save that, I think. I think I'm willing to live with all of those decisions. I have a little bit of mixed feelings about how you basically just have a single save slot and can't keep multiples. It definitely keeps the stakes feeling higher, and I do like that. But it would be nice if sometimes you could... Well, you can make a backup save by manually copying the save file out of the folder if you feel it's that important, so I guess it's fine. You can make backups if you really, really want to. But anyway, that's enough fiddling around in town. Makes for some nice variety from seeing nothing but dungeon crawling, so it's probably not a bad thing to show this sometimes. But that's definitely enough of that for now. Rather than going back in the Dungeon of Trials, for variety, let's actually go into Sheen's dungeon and see if we can find Klaus, who we were supposed to give a delivery to. So it's new dungeon time. The aesthetic will look a little different. Let's remember to cast Levitate this time. I'll have to use one of our torches so that we can stumble into a dark zone immediately. Wow, I have 9 of them? I have more than I even realized. If I've got that many, I might as well just use them like crazy. We find a chest immediately. Stone toss, she says. Go ahead and disable that trap. Well done as always. Got a dagger and shoes. You get better stuff out of chests in this game than you do in Class of Heroes, which is nice. Dagger plus 5. Still just a dagger, so still pretty much a garbage weapon. Unfortunately. Alright, what level are the enemies here in Sheen's dungeon? Okay, they're not that strong, but they did ambush us. And they... Konomama Dewa means at this rate. At this rate, nothing, Ridge. You took 1 point of damage. But, okay, the enemies are level 1. They're not strong. Even so, there's enough of them. It may be beneficial to do a trick attack, just because I can kill more enemies with one attack that way. Let's see how much damage we do with our new weapons. 109. Nice, Ridge. Okay, 20. Radar is still not impressing with his damage output. Come on, Radar. Let's just hope it was just a low damage roll. No, that was garbage again. Come on, Radar, I got you a good new weapon and everything. Look at what Ridge is doing. Look at what Brock is doing. Come on. You can do better than this, Radar. I know you're better than this. So yeah, a little bit of a different look to the dungeon. We've kind of got this brickwork rather than the stone. I don't know, flagstone? I'm no architectural expert in any way, shape, or form, but I'm going to go with flagstone for the Dungeon of Trials. And yeah, this is obviously more brickwork, so it looks a bit different, even though they... Oh, what was that item I got? Even though they both just sort of have a dark, dank dungeon kind of feel to them. Okay, it was a useless chest. And the item... A Manifer, what the heck is that? A gauntlet. Oh, that looks like maybe a nice piece of kit. Sure, go ahead and equip it. Does reduce accuracy by 1, but defense +3 and dodge +1 is good enough to make up for that, I think. Alright, very weak assortment of enemies once again. Just because this is a different dungeon than the Dungeon of Trials. Oh my gosh, Radar, your damage is so terrible. That doesn't mean that it is immediately a lot tougher, obviously. The first level of this dungeon seems pretty equivalent to the first level of the Dungeon of Trials. Why is Radar's damage such just garbage? His strength is better than Ridge's, so it can't be his strength score. Why is there red on his agility? That's weird. Oh wow, and Izumi's luck is grayed out. I don't have a clue what that means. Some things about the interface are not 100% clear to me. But I don't see a reason why Radar's damage is so poor. The Bastard Sword is a... Oh! Is it because he's not attacking with it all 4 times? I bet that's why. I bet he can't get the use out of it by actually attacking with it the full number of times. So he's only like getting the damage out of the first swing or 2. That's probably what's going on. I don't know exactly what mechanics influence when or how many of a weapon's multiple attacks you can use. I think it might be largely based on your level. Oh, there's a person here. Catch a glimpse of a distant figure. It's plot time. Buckle up, guys. There's plot. Takes the shape of a beautiful woman. She appears translucent, as though a ghost, not reflected in her art. Her delicate features are tinged with sorrow. Watashi no Tamashi is a very fancy way of saying my soul. I didn't quite catch what she said after that. Was my very existence a crime? Her disconsolate question evokes an answering feeling of grief that you cannot explain. You feel obligated to answer. Existence is no crime. Stares with an expression like she has found something she was long searching for. My existence truly was a crime, and then she vanishes. The elusive Witch of Itox, Lady Sheen. Okay, so that was actually a bit of plot. We're going to be seeing more about Sheen. After all, this entire dungeon is known as Sheen's Dungeon, and she features very prominently on the cover art of the game. So it should not come as a shock that she is important. We could proceed immediately to the next level. Ordinarily, I wouldn't. And I certainly do want to 100% all the maps because there's only 30, which is not a horrendous number of maps to 100%. But I'm not going to 100% it right now because I'm pretty sure the guy we're looking for is on the second floor. And we're not... Oh, I'm an idiot. That was not the way down. Moron. Actually, it did say ask about her at the guild, so... Oh, okay. I didn't think that my very first step I would get into a fight, but whatever. But yeah, I think that's why Radar's damage is so crap, because he's not getting to attack the full number of times with his weapon. Just a staff, good grief. But actually, yeah, as long as we met her and we left, let's ask about her at the guild. Since the game suggested we do that. About the witch's ghost. Uh-huh. Exiled from her own country, granted asylum by King Diamant? Demant? I'm gonna go with Diamant. Or Diamant, but yeah, Diamant is how I'll pronounce that. So why was she exiled? I don't know if the game ever tells us that, and that would be pretty relevant information. They were very close, but the beauty may become the enemy. Don't let your guard down. Supposedly as powerful as she is beautiful, I'm sure you understand the rest. So slightly less powerful than Cecily. Alright, I guess that's all we get for now. But yes, hints of things to come. And let's go ahead and sell a little bit of the crap we got. Staff, get that nonsense out of here. Shoes, dagger +5. Alright, back in the hole. You know, the artwork for that looks cooler than once you're actually inside, with that creepy red. Oh, that did cause us to use up a torch, but whatever. They're 21G, so who cares? And also, I think, an endless supply. Okay, yeah, that was very silly of me. Thinking, oh, we found the stairs down already. No, moron. Those were just the stairs you came down on. Typical Dr. J derpage. It happens. Man, Radar. I spent all that money on that bastard sword for you, and you're not exactly getting great use out of it, are you? I would give it to Ridge and let him dual wield that. I could just give Radar the short sword. Honestly, the damage he's doing is so poor. I don't feel like it would be that much of a downgrade. I think this will be better served in Ridge's hands for now. There. You're back to using a short sword, Radar. Ridge, I bet you can do better damage with this thing. Sub-weapon. A katana in one hand and a bastard sword in the other. Pretty badass. Okay. The heck? Good grief. More derping. I just want... It's just like I'm unconsciously magnetically pulled back to the flippin' stairs out of here. Yeah, I mean, 18 damage is poor, but he was doing poor damage anyway. Level for Cecily. And int, piety, vitality, agility, luck, wow. She got like every stat that matters. Okay, terrible hit points though, to balance it out. What new spells did you learn, Cecily? Cure Poison, Divine Trap. Okay, good. And she can do Healing Touch 5 times now. Nice. We have 8 uses of Healing Touch between the two of them, so we're doing pretty good now. My early worries that we might not have enough healing, I think that that's actually not something we need to worry about after all. which is good. If anything, I feel like the layout for Sheen's dungeon is more beginner-friendly than the Dungeon of Trials. A little unexpected. That's a lot of enemies. Oh, level 6 Imp. That's, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think we're going to absolutely wreck them, but level 6 is not a complete joke. Maybe I'll even Ice Burst them. Oh, it didn't even ask me for a target. What does Ice Burst target? Around a group of opponents, but it doesn't let me choose the group. Is it just going to auto-target the front group then? Unlike Flame Field, which lets me pick a group. Maybe by group it means literally every enemy. Let's try it. It's an experiment. We'll see what happens. It targets the entire group of enemies, not just one row. That's a good spell then. That's a very good spell. I think it might be in one more level that Izumi gains the ability to hide. And then we can start giving her melee weapons, and then her true deadliness is going to start showing itself. Yeah, there's that real brief screen flicker when I go from one side of the map to the other. Whole group of level 5 imps. They stand no chance. Okay, they did better than I thought. We only killed one of them. That's kind of sad. I thought we'd do better than that. Good grief, and they knocked out Rakia, who's my other main damage dealer, along with Ridge, so... this is very embarrassing that I'm struggling like this. Rakia, get back up here. Quit being lazy. That's better. Decent experience. I forgot to cast Levitate. There we go. Those shock tiles. You don't want to be reminded that you didn't cast Levitate by stepping on a shock tile. The enemy is staring at you. We leave. Okay. Oh, there's the switch to open the portcullises. Okay, that's actually a different one than the one we just found. Interesting stuff. I guess the layout's a bit labyrinthine. A couple of staves. Probably just regular staves. And therefore garbage, but let's find out. Yup. And yup. Barely even worth holding on to, but we get a little money from selling them, so... And we're not low on inventory space, so for the time being, that's fine. Now here's actual stairs downward, and yeah, like I was saying, full 100% every floor in this playthrough, but not necessarily the first time I reach them. For now, I'd rather go to the second floor and see if I can find Klaus. Because Maria, I think she was the one who gave us this quest, said he'll be on the first or second floor, but if we actually read the quest description, it specifically says second floor, so assuming that's not lying to us, this is where we'll find him. Oh, I lost the use of my torch, and also we just entered the dark zone, so it would have gotten put out anyway. Wow, it is a lot darker without the torch. It's kind of dark even with the torch, but without it. Oh, let's use another one then. They are so cheap. Oh, right. I thought Cecily was carrying them. Yeah, she is. I was just derping. You know, I am considering sometimes playing a bit of background music. Maybe not necessarily always from Eye of the Beholder, because even though I really like that music, it is maybe a little intense for the gameplay. But maybe just dungeon crawling music from, I don't know, like Etrian Odyssey, or even Class of Heroes from the third game. And of course it also got ported to the first game, because that's somewhat less intense. But we'll see. Obviously, I kind of keep waffling on that. Yeah, Sheen's dungeon has very windy layouts, doesn't it? But not full of cruel traps yet, but we're only on the second floor, so give it time. Ooh, level 5 Goblin Priest. There was a time we would have struggled to kill these guys. Let's see how our party does against them now that Ridge and Rakia have such high attack power. I'm not entirely sure what that thing that Ridge just said means. Futsu no Toshio Mote? Was that it? So, I'm not sure I caught it right, but Futsu means like normal. Toshi means warrior. Futsu no Toshio Mote. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, that wasn't Futsu, was it? It was like Fukutsu. He says it kind of fast. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure on that one. I'm not a master of Japanese, not even close. I just know enough that I can translate some things. More creeping coins. Is that another ordinary staff? Guys, why? What do you think I need this many staffs for? Come on. Ah, we get an ambush on the undead kobolds. I think it might only be undead goblins that can drop the dread circlets. I think maybe the undead kobolds do not. I like the lamps hanging from the ceiling. Oh! It's Sheen again. I walked right into that before I even noticed it. Notice a figure slumped on the floor that appears to be Lady Sheen. Some sort of memory or a ghost? Hmm? Well, we actually get to talk to her with our character a bit. If you can respond to words, then you're alive. I might be alive, though I also might be dead. I think you have to be one or the other, Sheen. I don't think you can be both. No, I'm not good with riddles. Maybe this is someone else's dream. Maybe you can end this pain. You are just talking in riddles, Lady Sheen.
Huh?
Ha. Good response. Okay, thanks for that. Thank you, Lady Sheen. That was very edifying. I think it was actually Radar who had the yeah, there we go. Advanced reflex. It just occurred to me that I had all those icons in the upper right showing me what I had active, and that advanced reflex was not one of them. At some point, we need to just get into a routine of casting a certain set of dungeon exploration spells every time. Oh, that will get rid of my torch effect. Fine, whatever. It's so dark. Oh, look at that. Our first conveyor tile, or move area as they call it. I'm starting to have regrets about selling that mace because it hits harder per hit, even though it only hits twice. If the whole reason that Radar is struggling is because he's only using a single attack from his weapons, then something that doesn't attack often but hits hard is going to be better for him. Oh my god, Vorpal bunnies, that's terrifying. They can behead you. Even so, we leave. Okay, Rakia's personality became good, but it's still Valrus's that I want to become good. Still, we can see it's continuing to work and continuing to move our party away from evil. I think that Izumi and Cecily are both still evil, aren't they? Yep. And yup. Okay. Well, they'll move to neutral eventually. Pretty sure that they will anyhow. It doesn't even really matter. I think that I don't actually need either of them to be non-evil at this point. But like I said, it's just in case some weirdness happens where if somehow one of them gets ejected from the party. I think that if that happened and I had other members in my party who were good, that the evil ones wouldn't join it again, and vice versa. Which is why having everybody be either neutral plus either good or evil is better than a mix of good and evil, because otherwise they will refuse to join the party if they leave it for some reason. Okay. No trap, you say? Alright, let's guess that there's poison gas. But nope, there's nothing. She was correct as always. We have overflowed Ridge's inventory into Rakia's, and it was all just shoes. Is it just regular shoes? Shoes -1, even worse. Shoes +1, okay. Oops. Wrong button. Everybody's real dramatic when you accidentally walk into it. Well, what are you? You're disgusting. We've never seen one before. It looks kind of special, and there's only one. It makes me a little worried that maybe it's strong. So I think I'm going to throw a flame arrow at it. And maybe even a light arrow. And we're not hitting it very hard. Okay, that's better. Alright, we got it. Oh, a shield. Nice. We killed it before it could show us what kind of attacks it might have, and that's a good thing. Okay, another iron shield. Wait, don't I have an iron shield -1? Yeah. Okay, so now I have a better version of that doesn't have the penalty. I can just sell the iron shield. Whoa, okay, that's a spinner tile. Or turn area, as they call it, but I prefer spinner tile. Alright, more creeping coins. Is that just another ordinary staff? I don't need all these staves. Eventually we'll encounter anti-magic zones, which will really suck because they'll cancel every enchantment on your party. Ooh, a teleporter. Including levitation, which when you combine that with shock tiles is a real pain. That's relatively cruel, so I don't think that's the kind of thing we'll encounter in the upper levels. Where are you, Klaus? The quest text claims you're somewhere on this floor. Vorpal bunnies, kill them. Kill them all. One down. Two down. Nice. Did the one say it was attacking Ridge with its ears? I think that's what it said. Swings its ears around or something. Level for Rakia. Piety, Vite, Agility. Okay, hit point roll. Quite mediocre for a frontliner. Ooh, a longsword. Perfect! I don't need to regret that I sold one then. That's fantastic. So... I could give that to Radar and have him dual wield the short sword in his offhand and use the longsword as his main weapon. That seems like the best use of this. Maybe he'll do better damage this way. I really want Radar to do good damage. He's cool. I don't want him to suck. Longsword, equip on main, short sword, equip on sub. Okay. Oh, right. That means he's not using this light shield anymore. I forgot about that he was using a shield, but if his damage improves by enough, it'll be worth it. At this point, he doesn't have a great excuse to not do at least somewhat respectable damage. Oops. Well, that sure is a dark zone. Yeah, very windy is Sheedan's dungeon. Door's locked. Ha! That's what you think. You were saying? Manizumi is good. Oh, that was a treasure chest. Stone toss. Disarmed. Shoes and a dagger. That does not sound impressive. Dagger -4. And shoes -6. Mwah! Chef's kiss. That is some beautiful equipment right there. Well worth the trouble. Wow, did we really have to follow this incredibly long, winding passage just to get that complete garbage equipment? I have some trolling. Oops. I think the equipment is pretty random. Oh, there he is! I must have gone right by his silhouette. I just didn't see it because it's so dang dark. $1,500 G. Not a huge amount by the standards of our current quest, but I'll take it. Thank you, Klaus. What a classy looking gentleman he is. Okay, I guess we can return to town now and complete that quest. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll wrap up the episode by doing that. Can we, though? It actually seems like a pretty long way to get back, because I haven't found the elevator. So maybe we won't be able to do that in this episode. We might not have the time. In which case, this is probably a good point to call it an episode. We found Klaus. We gave him the luggage. We've been exploring Sheen's dungeon. It's been going very well. We saw Sheen's apparition a couple times. Starting to get the first vague clues as to the plot of this game. So next time, let's see. What do I want to do? Do I want to backtrack to town and turn in the quest, or do I want to continue exploring the dungeon? Maybe next time we'll actually continue exploring the dungeon, and we'll just turn in the quest the next time we return to town, because we feel like withdrawing. So, yep, next time we continue exploring Sheen's dungeon. I'll see you then.